We're going to start by making an interface board. This is the board that allows the Raspberry Pi to communicate with the 3 motor modules that are mounted on the car. This is the top side layer film that will be used to expose the top side of the double-sided printed circuit board. There's another film for the bottom layer that will be applied as well, and then there's solder masks for both top and bottom. I'll explain those as I get to them. But for now, the first step is to take one of these films, which is square, and cut it so that it will easily be taped to this. This is the template where the board fits in the middle here, and these 4 windows on the outside will line up with the crosshairs, these red crosshairs. I don't know if you can see this very clearly, but there are 4 crosshairs in each corner that will show through in those windows on this piece. So the first thing you do, you tape the positive film to the top side, and you flip it over and do the bottom film on the bottom, and then you stick the board in between them and tape that down, and you make sure all the holes are lined up in the crosshairs and stuff. So I'm going to start by cutting this film, and the film will be cut into a dog bone. Hope you can see this okay. This dog bone shape will allow me to have some exposed area on the template for me to apply Scotch tape to. You might have noticed that I had printed on here top layer, just to make sure that I don't put the film on upside down, because that is a total disaster if that happens. However, I cut it away on here. But as you can see, it did say top layer, so I just have to make sure that I don't flip it before I put it down here. So I'm going to place it onto the template and line the black square up with the inner square on the template. One thing I like to check and make sure of, to make sure that I didn't flip it, I don't know if you can see this, but on this IC chip right here, one of the pins is square, one of the pads on it is square. Well, that square pad indicates pin 1. And when looking at it, pin 1 should be in the lower left corner. That way you can make sure that you have it on there right. Alright, here goes. So I'm going to line this up, grab some Scotch tape, I'm going to tape it down, make sure I've got the corners lined up correctly. First I look at the upper left corner and then look at the lower right. That looks pretty good. So we tape it down. Now the top one I'm going to tape down all 4 sides of it. And the bottom one we're going to just tape one side until we get the board in there, so we can kind of hinge it up to lay the board in place. Okay, that's the top side, and there's a crosshair exposed in each one of these windows, and our double check to make sure that that chip square pin is in the lower left, and it is. Alright, I'm going to pause the film and I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom side, and I'll pick up from there.